I'm your instructor, Dr. Elaine White, and if you've read the information that I've posted on Blackboard, you already know that I am a writer, and I will admit to you that I love writing, and at the same time I hate writing because it's difficult. It's hard work. And so as we work through this semester together, one of the things I want you to realize is that how much you learn from the course is up to you. I'm approaching this from the idea that you are young adults writing a bit apprehensive about it, especially if you've been away from writing for quite some time. So what we're going to do is to work through the book together, and I'm hoping that each week I'll be able to do a little segment like this and talk to you about what the text says. I'm hoping that you all have a copy of the text, and since we're never quite sure how that's going to work, I will post the exercises that I'm asking you to do on Blackboard, and hopefully that will take care of any downtime we have between the time that the courses start and you actually have a book in your hand. So, with that in mind, the text is really good. I like what it does in the fact that it's trying to break old habits and help you think about writing in new ways. I really feel that writing is a powerful tool for learning, and quite often we don't use it that way. Maybe because your approach to writing in the past has been, oh my gosh, I have to write this essay. I really don't know that much about it. My teacher has assigned it. I hate to write, I hate to write, I hate to write. And you may have not discovered that when you actually engage in writing, you're also engaging in learning, and it's a very powerful way to learn. One of the things I like about your textbook is that it approaches writing from a dialectical approach, and it also approaches reading that way. And in our second session, we're going to talk about some reading strategies that play in together. There's such a tight connection between reading and writing that the two overlap. And if you're a good reader, you're probably a good writer. If you're a good writer, you're probably a good reader. And of course, the other side of that is if you think you are a poor reader, you may be a poor writer, and vice versa. So what we want to do is strengthen your skills in both reading and writing. This first chapter asks you to engage in some exercises, and so I would suggest that you get a cup of coffee, stop the video right now, get comfortable, get something to write in, and having just a little composition notebook would be really great because the text asks you to do some writing. I write mostly at the computer now, so if I were doing this course, I would have my, of course you've got your computer up, but I would be prepared to stop and open up a MS Word document, do the exercises on the computer. You may like to do it by hand, and that's fine. Either way will work fine. I will tell you this, if you've looked through the syllabus, you see that there's really no way for me to know whether or not you are doing these exercises. Your grade is going to be coming from the papers that you submit. There will be some times when I ask you to work in groups on the Blackboard tools, and you will have to have some writing that you turn in. I will not know if you're turning in a full draft or not, but I will tell you this. If you have waited until the last minute and thrown things together and don't have a completed draft to share with your classmates, then the help that you get from your classmates will be just as incomplete as that draft. So you're going to have to pace yourself. You're going to have to think, what do I need to do? When do I need to do it? How do I need to adjust my time so I can get this done? And the final proof is going to be those papers that you turn into me. So the help is going to be here for you. I will be available via email. If you've read your syllabus, then you know how that's going to work. If you haven't read your syllabus, you need to stop right now and do that before you go any further. So, assuming that you are well prepared and ready to start, let's begin. So the first thing that the book talks to you about is fast writing. And to be honest, this is the way that I began most of my work. You know, I will have read some things, I will have talked to people, I will have examined information, and I have all of these things rolling around in my head, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So the first thing I do is, I call them free writes. Your text calls them fast writes, and I'll do just as exercise 1 says for you to do. I will set a timer, and I'll just write. I won't stop to correct things. I may scratch out, but I never destroy anything. If I'm writing on the computer, I don't even scratch out. I just keep typing, and it's a way for me to see what's in my head and see what I know about the things that I've read and thought about and the information that I've gained from other sources. So you need to do that right now. If you look on page 5 in your text, it gives you some rules for fast writing. And it says, first of all, there are no rules, which means you're not worried about where do I put a period? Does this need to be a capital? Is this word spelled correctly? You just get the thoughts out on paper. If you're doing it in MS Word, you will probably see little green squiggles come up and little red squiggles because it's telling you, hey, there are mistakes there. But just try to ignore that and keep on typing, keep on writing so you get the thoughts down. The next thing it says is don't try to write badly, but give yourself permission to do so. And I think that's basically what I've just said to you. Don't worry about, is this spelled correctly and should I put punctuation there? You're still concentrating on getting the thoughts out. The next thing it says, to the extent that you can, think through writing rather than before it, which means you're thinking as you're writing. You're creating thoughts while you're creating text, and that may be a new thing for some of you to experience, but it's very powerful. The thinking is in the writing. The next thing it says is for you to keep your pen or your computer moving. Don't stop and try to edit yourself. Keep the thoughts flowing. And then number 5, it says if you run out of things to say, write about how weird it is to run out of things to say and to have to keep writing. So part of your text may say things like, I really feel uncomfortable with this. I've never done anything before like this. It feels ridiculous to be doing it. And you might even misspell ridiculous. How about that? But just keep the thoughts coming. And then number 6 says to silence your internal critic. Yes, please do that. You're going to come back later and revise and edit and clean things up, but at first you just need to let the thoughts flow. And a 7 is kind of a reiteration. Don't censor yourself. Just allow yourself to write and to create. So what I want you to do now is stop the tape. Look at exercise 1.1, either in your text or on the supplementary material in Blackboard, and complete exercise 1.